Hey, what's up guys, Barry V Benson 2 here, back again with another video. Today, I will be doing the developer commentary for Riddle School, the RPG. This is a game I made using RPG Maker. If you want to play it, it will be linked in the description. The whole game's going to be spoiled in this video, so yeah. I'm pretty much going to be playing through the whole thing and telling you about the game and shit and rambling. Also, sorry if you can't hear the volume of the game or can't hear it very well. I was I turned it down hella because I was really worried it would drown out my voice, so you know. Anyways, this is a Riddle School RPG made in RPG Maker. Very obvious inspirations are Riddle School and Five Nights at Fuckboys, but also South Park: The Fractured Butthole was a very big inspiration. So, yeah. Now, starting off, one idea I had originally had for the game was for, instead of Phil, just doing the little thing he just did now, where he was like, oh, fuck, I hate school, it was gonna be, I was gonna animate, an intro segment or some shit, showing Phil getting put in school suspension. But I scrapped that idea because I can't animate for shit, and I was way too lazy. So, yeah. Hold on. Actually, I don't think I need that. So, for this first area, you're stuck in here. Because, you gotta get rid of Mr. Calm. You can also interact with some shit. And the, reason why I did that is, although I don't like grinding in RPGs, I wanted this room to sort of act like a tutorial, in a way. And, in order to do that, I thought, why not just trap the player in the room for a little bit, because then you would learn to grind and kill normal enemies. You would learn about fighting bosses. You would learn about having to do specific things to get in specific areas, and you would learn you could interact with the environment. Also, the outlet looks like shit line is making fun of the fact that I actually think the outlet looks like shit, and I tried so many times to design it, and I just couldn't get a good design I liked. So I just think it looks like shit. So yeah. Personally, I think you should get to level 3 before you fight Mr. Calm. However, you can probably beat him at level 2. But yeah. The chairs, they're the basic enemies for this area. They do low damage, and they all have they have 200 health or 190, something like that. So you can pretty easily 2-tap them. And if you get lucky enough, like how I keep getting, you can crit them and insta-kill them. But yeah, you just gotta kind of grind up a little. One idea I had early on was, you'll see later, there's enemies other than chairs. One idea I had was for an enemy to be based on a water fountain, but I scrapped that. Just because I didn't feel like making it. I don't really remember why. Hey Phil, can I help you? Fuck you.
I think I'm gonna kill you.
If you press later, that just lets you leave it.
Fuck you. Well, that's not. I think I'm gonna.
And then we just kill him. Now, Mr. Calm is really easy because although he's supposed to do the same damage as the normal enemies you were just fighting, because you've built up so much defense from what's it called, leveling up, he does jack shit, as you can tell. Now, one thing notable about this fight is Mr. Calm does have a second attack other than just his hit, whereas the normal enemies only can just hit. And that attack is one that he actually shares with Mrs. Kofi and the elementary school teacher. And it boosts his attack damage. It boosts his damage for like 3 turns. But he has like a ridiculously low chance of doing it. So you're probably not going to see it. At least from him. I think across all of testing and all the times I've played through this game, I've only gotten him to do it like twice. So you should be fine, and even if he does do that, you can still probably kill him. Because, like, I think it only boosts his damage, like, 10%. Easy.
I fucking did it, fuck school.
The I fucking did it, fuck school is obviously a reference, kind of, to Five Nights at Fuckboys, because whenever Freddy beats a boss, he says, I fucking did it, eat my shit.
I just committed murder at the right age of 11. I'm sure this will have no negative effects in my mental health later in life.
The I just committed murder at the ripe age of 11 line is meant to poke fun at those people on like TikTok and shit, or like those like guys who try to act tough and be like, oh, I could kill someone easily and not even feel bad about it, and like all that kind of shit, you know what I mean? Don't be cool with those people, they're losers.
Why the fuck would I want to go back in there?
Phil refuses to go back in Mr. Calm's room just because he does in the actual game. Wheelie chairs. Wheelie chairs are the secondary enemies for the level 1 areas. They have the same stats as the normal enemies, as the normal chairs. They do the same damage, same health, but what's it called? They have an extra ability called Spin, where they will boost the attack of themselves and all of the other enemies in the fight for like 3 turns. But they're not that bad.
You fucking idiot. We live in a post-Columbine world. They are not just going to leave.
The door's unlocked. This one's just kind of like giving a reason as to why you need to get the key, because I would think a lot of like schools from back in the day would just leave the doors unlocked, because that was before all the bad stuff. And there's a shop in it. So yeah, Feather Duster is a weapon because it's an item in the actual game. Equip.
For some reason, the water fountain at this school plays music.
The water fountain might look a little weird because I think I fucked up the sprite whenever making it, and I just didn't bother to change it. I don't remember how, but I did. And the water fountain changing the music, that idea I just kind of came up with because I was worried the player would get sick of the background music, but I couldn't think of a way to make it so you could like just change it. And I wanted to give the water fountain a use because in the actual game it kind of has a use. You can press the button and make water come out. But my only idea was for it to regen your MP because the water bottle item does that, but then I realized there would be no point in ever buying water bottles if you could just get free MP. So I made it change the music.
For some reason, the water fountain
and just feels like, for some reason, water fountain plays music. As for the music selection, all of these songs were picked because I like them, and they kind of fit the mood I was going for. The only ones with external reasons are Grin and Juice, because I heard it in another Five Nights at Fuckboys fan game. I don't remember the name, but that's what made me want to use this song, and classical-ish music because it's from One Night at Flumpty's, and I felt like it would just be fitting to have a Flumpty's song. in the game, because the creator of Flumpty's also made Riddle School. So, yeah. I also didn't pick any Riddle music used in the Riddle School series as the background music because I felt like all the actual Riddle School music was too hyper or like sad or like, you know, joyful. It didn't fit the mood that I wanted at all. There was no like relaxed music. The Fred with a PH line is just making fun of the fact that no one is named Fred spelled with a PH. And Fred is characterized as being just entirely fucking sick of Phil. Because I just feel like Fred is the most lackluster of the main four Riddle School characters. Like, I just feel like he has no personality. So that's what I gave him. Especially since I was pretty, like, I pretty much from the start knew what I wanted Phil, Smiley, and Zach to act like. So, you know, Fred was kind of like a canvas in a way. So, yeah. Two ideas I had early on was for, similar to Fuckboys, for there to be a map in the corner to show you where you were, and also a little meter or like number or something telling you what level the area you were at is, but I scrapped that because I couldn't figure it out. Looking back, I actually do think I know how to do it now, and although I don't think I would add a map because I think that's kind of useless, I don't like this. So I would probably change that. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this is the version 1.5 update of the game and final release.
I'll be there soon.
This is the same text as in Mr. Calm's room. Because one, I was too lazy to make new text, and also Phil says the same shit about this window in the real game as he does in the windows in Mr. Calm's room. So now we just gotta grind up Fred a little. So these are the level 2 chairs. They got like 500 HP, and they do like medium damage. So they are some tough motherfuckers, to say the least. But yeah, we're kind of getting up there. See, Fred's already level 3. We probably only need him at like 4 or 5 for now. But yeah. There is another enemy in this area, but I'll talk about them whenever we encounter one. But yeah, level 2 chairs. One idea I had early on for the enemies was that instead of them just being objects like they are in Fuckboys, they were going to be other students. And as in other students, I don't mean like Greg or Richie or Chubb, because they were always planned to be like bosses or like NPCs or whatever. The plan was I was just gonna make a bunch of recolors of Phil, like Phil with like a blue shirt or like red shirt or something, and that would be the enemies, and they would just be named Student or something. But I scrapped that because, for one, having objects be enemies is funner and funnier shit. But I also just didn't really like that idea. Here, heal up. I really like this song. So yeah, we just gotta fight a few more chairs, and we should be ready for what's next. fuck, Fred's dead. Now, you might not know this because it doesn't say it, but the, school lunch will actually revive someone. Probably should have added that, but, little tidbit, but, you know. I would think someone would figure it out. It's not that hard to, deduce, I guess. I might fucking die. Whatever. Oh, shit. One thing I noticed, I don't know if this is like a error on my part with like coding or something. I don't think it is. But sometimes the enemies will just target like a specific person and just like will not hop off them. Like how they're doing with Fred right now. And I specifically noticed them do it to Smiley and Fred. So I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, we're boned. Here's the game over screen. That's Phil dying at the end of Riddle School 4. Speaking of which, you might notice that the background music for the what's it called? For the battles is the for the level 2 area battles is the primary music used in Riddle School 2. And that was actually an intentional choice because I kind of like made it a rule that I wanted to use at least one song from all of the first 5 games. And it was also like a rule of mine that I had to use the whole OST of the first game. So the background music for the level 1 area battle themes is the first game's background music. Level 2 areas is the second game's. Level 3 is the third game's. And the boss music is also from the first game. And obviously the title screen music and the credits music is from the first game. And then some of these songs are just random songs for previously mentioned reasons. What am I doing? Oh yeah. So now we need to go talk to 808, but first...
Someone spilled some shit in the ground.
Now you might notice he says in, even though the text says on. That's not my fault. For some reason, the text-to-speech voice I used for Phil recognizes on and in as the same words. Also, I'm not going to, but if you step on this specific tile, it will damage you. So don't do that. Here's 808's room. This is actually one of 3 rooms in the game that you can't get randomly attacked. And I did that just because like the room's like all small and shit, and like I didn't expect anyone to try and grind in here. And like it would just kind of be annoying if you were just trying to come in and talk to 808. Also, if you come in here and talk to 808 early before getting Fred, you'll get some different dialogue. Nothing too crazy, it's just kind of like Phil being like, hi 808, and then 808 just tells him to fuck off.
What do you want?
Give me my fucking whistle back.
Fuck no.
Please.
How about this? If you clean out the garbage, can in Miss Kofi's room.
Now, you might notice that 808's voice is very quiet. His volume on his voice is actually higher. It's the highest it can be, whereas everyone else's is at, I think, 90. That's just because for some reason his text-to-speech voice is just really quiet. Either way you accept the offer, I just like this better because it's funnier. Just says maybe. So now that you talk to 808, you have to go back to Miss Kofi's room. Originally, the idea was just you would fight 808, but I didn't like that. I wanted to add a bit more depth. Alright, so now you interact with the trash can. I don't know why, but for some reason the trash can moves down slightly. I've tried to fix it, it just won't fix. I can't find out why it does that.
You can probably do this yourself.
Oh my god, Fred, you lazy fuck. Shut up and help me.
You.
Holy fucking shit, what the fuck is that thing?
So, Oscar the Grouch. Oscar the Grouch is a boss for a few reasons. One, it's just funny that he's randomly here. Two, he's referenced in the actual game. And three, I just made up ideas as I went. And also, this is a dubstep remix of the Sesame Street theme. Because I wanted to give him a specific, like, battle song. But I couldn't think of anything. So, yeah. Now, originally, Oscar only had 2 attacks. Which was for him to hit you or for him to dodge. And if he dodged, he would get a reduced damage. But now he has 3 attacks in the new update. And actually, because of that, there is a, I wouldn't call it game-breaking glitch, but there's like a glitch that is really fucking annoying. We'll see if he causes it. It's kind of unlikely for it to happen. Alright, so I guess I can talk about it now. Oscar's new attack in the update was the trash toss attack, which will poison a guy. But, and also, characters can't die of poison damage, so you'll just be stuck at 1 until he kills you. Now, the problem is that I had forgotten to give a timer to the poison for it to, like, only last a specific amount of turns. So, the poison will only go away if your guy dies, which is kind of a fuck-up on my part. And your screen will flash red until, you know, you get rid of the poison. But, you know, it is what it is. There is one upside to this, though, and that's, Phil's, Phil unlocks a move called Mustard, I think at level 15, and that does poison, so throughout the whole fight, after doing that move, your opponent will be poisoned. So yeah, but I will have to keep in mind that for the next kid. But yeah, maybe if you want to play on like a hard difficulty or something, intentionally get your guys poisoned, and it's not that bad because of Oscar's 3 moves, he is the least likely to do that one, and even if he does, there's only a 50% chance that the poison will land. Well, shit. We should probably revive Phil, because I kind of want Fred to die so he can get rid of the poison. Fuck! Attack Fred. Speaking of, like, hard mode or whatever, one idea I had early on was for there to be, like, a hard mode for the game, like how there's a Night XX in Fuckboys. Jesus Christ. Whatever. But, I didn't do that because I couldn't figure it out. However, I do really like the idea of something like that, so I would be willing to try and figure that out for, like, another game. We'll see. Also, all of the lockers, aside from the one that's the shop, are locked. Should have probably healed up. Whatever. I think I can kill this guy in this hit. Yes. But yeah, now the poison is gone. But you know, you had to sacrifice Fred's life to get rid of it. Also, Oscar is guaranteed to drop a feather duster because in the actual game, you find a feather duster in that trash can. Moving on to the bathroom.
These sinks look alright, I guess.
These sinks look alright, I guess thing is a reference to how in the actual game, Phil like goes on about how the sinks look great, even though they look like shit.
There's no soap or urinals in this bathroom.
Just pointing that out. Also, in the first release of this game, I didn't realize this till later, but you could walk around, you could go up this way and walk around up here. You could also walk around on the walls of the principal's office and the walls of the janitor's closet. But I fixed all those. So yeah, we're not going to interact with this one yet.
No one actually uses this stall. They just draw all over it.
Yeah. Ironically, Phil points out there being no soap, but in this picture there is, because this is from the Legacy update of Riddle School 1, whereas that line is referencing the original version of the game. But yeah, now we should just like grind up a little bit before we move on to that hole over there. Actually, I think we could do this. So this is Richie. He just kind of is there to block your way, because in the actual game, that's what he does. So you have to beat him if you want to go through here.
Hey Phil, where's your hall pass?
Now, if you just say, I don't have one, then he'll say something like, you can't go through, and then Phil just says, fuck you, and the fight starts. But you can get some much-needed info if you talk to him for a bit longer.
She's in the bathroom crying because you bully her on a daily basis.
Yeah, so this is like supposed to be a hint at how to unlock Smiley.
Where's your hall pass, asshole?
You're such a fucking loser.
I'm just not following social norms.
Eating.
So the I'm just not following social norms joke is an inside joke. It is a reference to how one of my friends, who we commonly nicknamed Eating, because his name was Ethan, and he used to be fat, like in elementary school, so Eating. What's it called? He got yelled at for something. I wasn't there for this. This is just like an alleged story. He got yelled at for something, and whenever he was complaining about it later, he had apparently said something like, I'm sick of the school trying to make me convert to social norms, or something like that. So, I just thought that was funny.
What?
Nothing.
You don't have a hall pass, huh?
Yet.
So yeah, Richie's thing is kind of cut off here, which annoys the shit out of me. But I didn't notice it until it was too late. Now, Richie has 3 abilities. He has obviously his normal hit, but he also has no pass, which I think boosts his agility, if I remember correctly. And then he has narc, because he's a hall monitor, so he's a narc. And what that does is it lowers one of your guys' agility. Okay, I was wrong. It's his attack. But yeah, Richie's not that bad. In the original release of this game, he only had the pass, the hall pass, no pass attack, and what's it called? And his hit. So, you know, I fleshed him out a bit. That was a big thing about the version 1.5 update. I wanted to add more to a lot of the bosses because I felt like a lot of them were kind of boring because all they really did was hit. can just beat the shit out of him. Shit. Oh fuck, I'm out of items. I might die. I thought he was easier than this. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, actually I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I don't know the full strategies for this, I guess you could call it release of the game. Because, I've only beat the version 1.5 version one time. Whereas the original version, I beat, like, 5 times. So, yeah. One thing I did notice that some people might think is a negative, but the newer version doesn't take as long to beat. Whereas the old version, I think the fastest time I saw was my friend, you know him, Deadly Mouse. He, beat the game in, I think, an hour and 25 minutes. Whereas this version, the fastest time I've seen, well, is my own. My first time playing it, where I beat it in, I think, 56 minutes. Which might seem like a bad thing that it's lowered, but I'm actually happy that you can beat this version of the game quicker, because the reason why the old version of the game took so long is because you just spent a lot of it grinding for items and shit. Whereas in the new version, because now your health and your MP restores every time you level up, you don't really have to grind for items as hard. And like I mentioned, I don't really like grind, so that's like a plus in my opinion. Hey, got him.
I fucking did it. Fuck school.
Now, if you somehow manage to beat, well, not somehow, you probably could, just if you grind a bit. If you manage to beat Richie before you unlock Fred, you can actually get some interesting flavor text. Mainly from up here, that gives some insight into what's about to happen. If you go over to the bathroom, the girls' bathroom, before unlocking Fred, Phil will say something like, I can't go in here because it will degrade my masculinity, which is a reference to fuckboys, but it also gives insight to this.
Fred, I need you to go in there and get Smiley. I can't risk my masculinity.
Whatever.
So, yeah, you could also originally walk up on these walls during this specific section. So, yeah, I got rid of that. And also, you could walk away from here if you want to and just leave these two standing here, but I don't know why you do that, because then you'd have to fight enemies with just Phil. But thinking about it, you could possibly beat the whole game with only Phil. I'm not sure. You can talk to Fred,
Waiting for talk to her.
but he's just being lazy as shit. Now,
Phil, I heard you needed my help.
now if you just say yeah, she'll say something like, "Oh yeah, I love helping my friends," and then that's it. But if you do this, then you get an epic Five Nights at Fuckboys reference. There was no way I wasn't going to throw in some "Inhale My Dong" line. Even though I admit that is like a very gross way of putting it in the game.
I'm not that dumb, Phil. But I forgive you.
He didn't even say sorry.
I like the he didn't even say sorry thing. And also, if you now try and go in there, just no. Level 3 areas, before we go over there, though, we gotta grind up Smiley a little. And we can give her the feather duster we got from Oscar. Here's the second enemy, that being chair and desk combo. This was an idea I was really proud of, just because I thought it was really clever. Looking back, though, it's not that clever, but, you know, I still like it. The chair and desk combo has the most health of any of the enemies, I think. It's got like 1,200, something like that. And it does the same damage as the as the level 2 chairs. It might actually, now that I think about it, it might have the same health as the level 3 chairs. I'm not sure. Either way, both the chair and desk combo and level 3 chairs both hit the 1,000 mark. I'm just not sure, like, which one's higher. So yeah, I would say you should probably get Smiley up to, like, level 3 before you, go over there, at least. Now, here's something some people might not know, because it's not really pointed out to you, but you can actually use characters' abilities, only like the heal and revive ones, outside of matches. So you can do that to heal up your guys in case if you're out of school lunches or whatever. And if you're wondering, Phil is not wearing a hood and Smiley is wearing a green shirt. They're like not wearing their default casual outfits that people know them for, because they weren't wearing those outfits in the original game. They're wearing their outfits from the original. So yeah, I think we're about ready to go over there. Now, over here is the poster.
I made this poster at home. I'm surprised they haven't taken it down yet.
Oh, Phil, this reminds me of that picture in Miss Coffee's room. We should go look at that one next.
In the original build of this game, the oh Phil, this reminds me of the picture in Miss Coffee's room. Some of that text went off the screen, so I had to fix that. This is meant to be a hint at something we'll go do later. And I felt like it was very important to hint at that, because if you try and interact with the picture in Miss Coffee's room before unlocking Smiley, nothing will happen. So I wasn't 100% sure people would go back to that. Fire extinguisher.
I might have to grab this fire extinguisher.
I just thought that was like, I don't know, cool line or something. Chubb's voice is also really quiet. It's just the same reason as 808. His text-to-speech voice is quiet.
Hey Chubb, could you please move? I need to get into the office.
No dog. Actually, I'll do it if you go beat the shit out of this pussy.
Eat shit and die.
That seems pretty just out of nowhere. That's because it is, because I couldn't really think of a motivation for Chubb, not Chuck, to want you to kill Miss Coffee. And I also couldn't think of any other way to make it necessary for you to have to kill Miss Coffee. So yeah, this door's broken. It's just broken. And, the lunchroom.
I was putting my S over this shit.
Yeah. There's Greg. We'll deal with him later. You, in the original build of this game, the first release, you could walk on the area where this poster is specifically, but I fixed that.
Why the fuck do they have this?
This is just pointing out that it's fucking stupid that there's a blueprint in the cafeteria of the cafeteria. Now, Phil is actually supposed to have text for whenever you first go over to the vending machine where he says something like, wow, the vending machine's actually working for once. But he, for some reason, just won't say it. I don't know why, but he just refuses to say it. So yeah, vending machine. This is like the level 2 drop. So yeah, let's get a pencil for Phil. And Zach.
Phil. Please help me. I'm so cold.
Oh my god, Zach, you're such a crybaby bitch.
Now, okay, so Blue Sky from Real School 3, obviously. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, the level 3 chairs, they got like 1,000 HP. I'm not sure if they have more or less than the, what's it called? Chair and desk combo. They might be like close, like almost on par. But, yeah, these guys are the only enemies for the level 3 area. That's just because I'm lazy. Damn, Snow is dead. In the original version of this game, in the original release, whatever, Fred's double punch move was called Better Punch, because I thought that was funny, but I changed it because, it's not like a better singular punch, it's just him punching twice. So the name kind of made no sense. Now this part I don't really like because there is no hint to like go in here and
No one uses
get
this
the
no
lighter.
longer.
But I felt like at this point, if the player wasn't like interacting with the environment, then that's kind of their fault.
Probably.
But I
because
still
they
kind of feel
forgot
bad
to
about
install
that.
a toilet. Here, I'll show you.
The bathroom stall without a toilet in it is sort of like an inside joke. It's not really, it's more just like a reference to my life. At my school, for a little while, there was a stall that not only didn't have a door on it, but also didn't have a toilet. There was just nothing in it in one of the boys' bathrooms. And later, they have since installed a toilet, but there's still no door. So yeah, that's kind of like what that's making fun of, I guess. Now let's just go back here and kill Mrs. Coffee. Damn, Sharon Desk combo. The coding isn't at all different, but I noticed that if you want to like specifically fight Sharon Desk combos, they very commonly appear in the bathroom. Oh yeah, I should probably buy some shit. What all do we need? Oh, we need to get some money first. But yeah, this is like the element of the grind I don't really like. Like just grinding to get some money or whatever. And this is what most of the runtime in the old version of the game went to. That ended up getting cut out because of the update. And I think most people can agree that's a good thing, even though it lowers the playtime of the game. But whatever. I don't know why, but for some reason Fred just seems to level up faster than Phil. It's kind of weird.
So what are you doing out of ISS?
It's Chris Brown time.
Phil says this not only because funny beat women joke, but also because I just couldn't think of anything else. Now, Miss Kofi has both a hit attack and she has the attack I was talking about earlier that Mr. Calm also has that boosts her damage. But she is actually very likely to do it. She just did teaching. Whereas Mr. Calm is, like I said, incredibly unlikely to do his. Oh shit, that was a misclick. Damn! I didn't know a crit could do that much at this level. I guess I just got really lucky. So yeah, now that Miss Kofi's dead, we can go get through. Chubb will let us through, but we're actually not going to do that because first we need to get Zach and level him up a bit. And there are a few optional bosses that I want to show off, and although they are optional, you do get the best equipment for beating them, so I recommend you fight them before you fight the final boss. I'm not sure if you can beat the final boss without the legendary weapons. I've never tried. So, yeah. If you just say...
Fuck off, Zach.
Then it just goes out.
Here now, fuck off and help me.
So yeah, you give him the lighter so he's not as cold anymore. Now, here's the part that I don't really like again, and that's that now we have to grind a bit to get our guys pencils and binders. Or at least binders, because I think you can beat some of the bosses, like the early one or two, with without having everyone having pencils, but there is no alternative to binders, so you just gotta get those. I'm likely going to cut most of this out because it's just gonna be grinding, and that's kind of boring. If I think of something cool to say, though, you know, I guess I'll add that part in. Alright, so we're back. I got everyone binders and pencils, so now we're ready to fight the optional bosses. Like I said, you don't really need it. One of my friends beat the bosses with only given, I think it was Phil, Fred, and Zach pencils, but that was the original version where it was a bit easier. He mainly did it through spamming Paralyze, which now has a lesser likelihood of working out. So yeah.
He is a bitch.
So 5 is the first one. He is the easiest of them. He was even easier in the original version because he did less damage than the level 2 enemies. But I upgraded him a bit. Now he does about on par with level 3, and he's got more health. he has 2 attacks, he has a normal hit, and he also has his ability Vote 5, which I think boosts his damage. We'll see if he does it. But yeah, he is still the easiest, and he also doesn't have a hint, which, unlike usual, with some of this stuff, I don't like whenever they don't have hints, because you can't really figure it out. But, with 5, I'm fine with it, because I would imagine someone would try and interact with his poster, and unlike the boss that we're gonna do, that Smiley mentioned, you can interact with 5 from the beginning. So, you know. Let's just beat 5's ass. See, this is gonna make it even easier. See that? There he goes. Easy. And if you beat 5, you get the ruler, which is Phil's legendary item.
I fucking did it. Funk school. Like Clash Royale.
This is obviously a Clash Royale reference. So yeah, now you just equip the ruler, and also Baldi's Basics reference, clearly. Equip. Each legendary weapon is specific to a specific person, and it also raises not just their attack, but another, thing. For Phil, it raises his defense. His attack and his defense, so yeah. Oh shit. So for the next one we're gonna do, we're gonna fight 808, who will give us Fred's legendary weapon. So it doesn't matter which one you do. If you just say yeah, he'll be nice about it. If you say no and just fuck with him,
Then why the fuck are you back,
Man, I'm just messing with you. We did it.
asshole? Anyways, here's your prize.
808 gives you $50 as your prize, because in the actual game he gives you money if you give him the feather duster. So I felt like it was fitting.
You were going to give us my whistle.
No. I said maybe I would give you the whistle.
This is just like a joke on like annoying ass shit like parents or teachers do.
Oh, fuck off. Phil, help me kill this spy.
Now, one thing I also wanted to point out that I didn't point out earlier is that you might notice that 808 is the only faculty member who swears. And that is actually because at my school, the janitors just consistently swear around us and just do not give a fuck. And honestly, I respect it. So I just decided to make 808 swear, because like he just doesn't care. Now 808 has 3 attacks. In the original version he only had 2. A hit and a dodge. In this updated version of the game, he has his hit, he has his dodge, but he can also clean shit up, which will heal him. And he's already fucking dead, because he's easy.
I fucking did it. Funk school.
Obviously, Fred's
Well, I guess now I can help your bitch ass escape.
legendary weapon is his whistle, because that's what he's been complaining about all game. As for why each character has each weapon, Phil has the ruler because he uses a ruler at the beginning of Riddle School 3. And I also wanted to make Epic Baldi reference. And Fred has the whistle because that's what he has in Riddle School 2. Now we move on to one of the best bosses.
Who the fuck is John Borrow? Older philanthropy. I am your creator.
Johnachrome
In fact, I am the creator
is,
of the entire universe.
yeah, he
Wow,
just
that's
kind of
so
pulls
cool.
up.
Oh my god. Get this guy out of here.
Shut up, Smiley. Don't be like that. This guy is literally like God. Actually, can we not say that I am kind of religious?
If you're wondering, the reason why John and Phil use the same voice is because Jonachrome said Phil is a self-insert. So I felt like that was fitting.
Phil, this is the last guy who should be allowed in the school.
Wait, he's a... Okay, fuck this, we are going to beat your ass.
Now, I didn't want to outright say it because I thought everyone would already know, so there wasn't like a point. And also, if I did, I would probably have to add that to like the disclaimers on the page or whatever. So yeah, Jonachrome. In the original version, he only has a hit, but in this version, he hits and he also has another attack called fucking insta-kill, where he does exactly that, but he only has a 30% chance for it to actually land, so it's fair. And that is actually inspired by a suggestion from one of my friends, who suggested that there should be an attack where that one of your guys has, not a boss, where it was based on the fire pit from Riddle School 4 and how Phil dies. Holy shit, Zach's almost dead. And the idea was that it was like a 15% chance to insta-kill, and that bosses were immune to it, or something like that. And I liked that idea, but I didn't think it was like foolproof, especially since I didn't really know how to make bosses immune to it. I might come back to that idea, but I like this idea better, of just Jonachrome being able to just fucking insta-kill. And it's also fitting because he is both, in real life and canonically in the game's universe, the creator of everything, so he can just do whatever the fuck he wants if he wants to. And I'm gonna use this time to get a little stacked. One thing that I kind of regret is making the name fucking insta-kill as opposed to just insta-kill. Because I think now it would be more fitting for it to just be insta-kill. Because Jonachrome has mentioned many times that he only occasionally swears. He doesn't like to swear often. So I feel like it being fucking insta-kill kind of goes against that. Or whatever, but who cares?
I fucking did it. Fuck school.
Really, my weapon is hairspray. That seems pretty sexist.
My weapon is hairspray. That seems pretty sexist. Is both a reference to the fact that, yes, giving Smiley hairspray as a weapon seems pretty sexist. And it's also a reference to how those old, 90s action figures, like old Ninja Turtles, if you look at those old action figures, all of the girl figures have, weapons where it's, nail file knife or, hairspray gun or some shit like that that's just really sexist. And I don't know, I felt like referencing that.
Only if you don't have the full context, you stupid bitch.
And Phil mentioning that is a joke on the fact that, if you really think about it, though, giving Smiley hairspray as a weapon isn't sexist because that is the item she gives Phil in Riddle Transfer, and it is what the fan base most, at least from what I've seen, it's the item most commonly associated with Smiley. And I also threw that in because pointing out the whole hairspray thing being sexist seems like something my mom would do. And now we move on to the final boss. Debatably one of, if not the, probably actually no, second hardest bosses in the whole game. Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Now, Greg doesn't talk because one, I was lazy and I didn't want to dedicate a whole voice to him,
Oh my God, Zach,
but also it fits with his character because he only sleeps.
All this motherfucker does is sleep.
And also, the entire fight, he is asleep. I just want to point that out. Holy shit. But yeah, so Greg has 2 attacks. In the original release, he only had 1, which was just the hit. But now he can also put your guys to sleep, which I like a lot, because I feel like that's very clever, because his whole thing is that he sleeps. And it also just adds, you know, some challenge to the fight. Holy fuck! I did not know he could one-shot with it. If we do see him do it, that is... Hold on. I wanna... Oh, I can't even revive her. I wanna revive Smiley so that I could, get some extra... Get her that XP, but whatever. Damn. Damn! If we do see Greg put someone to sleep, that would be cool. But we might not. He might just fucking kill us. There we go. So yeah, I guess we didn't get to see Greg put someone to sleep, but...
I fucking did it. Fuck school.
Zach's weapon is an ice pack, because I couldn't think of anything else to give him. As far as I could tell, there isn't really like an object synonymous with him from the series. And I was like, the only other idea I could think of was giving him like scissors, because like that's like a weapon, and I wanted to keep everything like school themed. But you know, I couldn't really think of anything. And then I thought of the ice pack, so, you know, and he's, like, always cold. And since I didn't mention it earlier, the, Fred's whistle raises his M point attack, because Fred is intended to be, and I think I actually succeeded at that, to be, like, the heavy hitter of the group. Zach's ice pack, although it doesn't show it here, actually raises his health, because an ice pack is supposed to be like, you know, for recovery. As you can see there, his health is down slightly. And then lastly, the hairspray raises Smiley's MP, because I felt like that would be useful, because she's supposed to be the healer, and obviously you need MP to heal people. Sid question mark is a reference to my friend Deadly Mouse, who's actually named Sid, and he's kind of fat, and whenever me and my friends see fat people or characters, we're like, oh, Sid.
I need her.
Wait for real. You beat the shit out of his pussy.
Yep.
Dog.
Yep.
I was just fucking with you. I'm not losing.
So the $50 question mark ad in the update, because I thought it was funny, but if you do have $150, you can bribe Chubb to just move. I do, but I'm not gonna do that because I actually want to fight him. Now, in the original version, Chubb only had 1 attack to just hit, and he's incredibly easy, especially now that we have this shit. Yeah, see that? In this version, what's it called? He can hit, and he also has a roll ability, which just boosts his agility. Now, real quick, I just want to go and get some extra shit, because after this point, we won't be able to, you know, come back in here. But yeah, we're pretty much at the end.
Hey, what are you doing in here?
So you have to kill her in order to go over here. So, you know. Elementary school teacher is her name because that's what she's called in Riddle School 3, and she isn't given another name, so yeah. Elementary school teacher is low-key kind of boring. I couldn't really think of a way to spice up this fight in the update. She hits, and she also has the teach attack that Mrs. Kofi and Mr. Calm have. But yeah, she's kind of boring. Sorry about that. But she is also annoying to fight because she's boring, but she has a ton of health. But because we get them crits that do like 1,000 damage, we can easily get through it. You might notice our party's all gone. That's because they're in the next room, ready for the final boss. Now, you can't talk to everyone before you do it. Just, what?
Dude, I'm tired of this shit. Go talk to him.
This has been so much fun. It's too bad it's about to be over.
So, the original idea was that, you would walk in with all of them, but I didn't like that because it looked weird. Because, like, what's it called? You would stand here, and unless if you, like, walked all around, you wouldn't be able to, see Zach or whoever you had in the back. And also, I didn't like you being able to walk around the desk because I wanted you to stand here and talk to him.
Mr. Question.
I was actually very surprised that the text-to-speech voice said his name correctly with the correct spelling. And this song is from Riddle School 5. So yeah, that's how I, did my little poll. If you're wondering how Mr. Question knows about all this shit, there's cameras in the school and he was watching the whole time, but he just didn't do anything to help.
Because you put me like S.
Mr. Question's voice is also kind of quiet, but I don't think it's as bad as 808 or Chubb.
Anyways, if you couldn't guess now, it's your turn.
So yeah, Mr. Question is the final boss, and I kind of regret not giving him some epic final boss music, but whatever. He only has one attack, which is a hit, but he hits hard, and he is the only boss to have what's it called? 5-digit health. And he has, like, ridiculously high defense. I'm talking, like, tons. So that's what makes him really hard. It's just he's tanky as shit. So we're gonna need to pull out all the stops if we want to beat him. Mainly, spamming these, debuffs and paralyze moves. Didn't work. Obviously, it's not guaranteed to paralyze or debuff any of the attacks, because that would be way too fucking OP. Roundhouse kick the shit out of him. Luckily, I brought lots of lunches, so if someone dies, we can get a few revives in. Not many, but a few. Or is targeting smiling? Okay, this is good. This is what I'm talking about. You kind of need to abuse the paralyze and shit, because like we just skipped his turn. Sorry, I don't really have anything to say. Pretty much said what I wanted to say, you know. But I didn't want to show the whole fight, because like it's not like anyone else is gonna play this game on YouTube. Okay, ice punch. Now this is good because Fred's Locker Slam is kind of OP. It was really OP in the original version because it was like 60% chance to land and they're like paralyzed for like 3 turns. Now it's only 40 because I did like balance changes because I wanted to make things more fair. And I felt like it being so easy to do made the game less fun because there was less challenge if you could just, you know. But this is good for Mr. Question because, like I said, he's annoying as shit. But there we go, we beat his ass. Now we unlock a bunch of shit, but
I fucking did.
doesn't matter because it's the end of the game.
Hey, Phil's right. We did it.
Yeah, we're free. Phil, did you get the key?
Let's get out of here.
I like this part. I like that this music felt like it was a nice way to end the game. And yes, all the enemies and all that shit are turned off, so you're not gonna get any random events. I just gave you all the money and shit because I thought it was funny. As for the skills that I didn't use, Ice Blockade, despite the name being kind of dumb, is pretty much Ice Shield, but stronger, but you can only use it on one guy. Black Ice is just Snowball or, what's it called? Ice Punch, just better. Hot Glue Gun is a fire attack and the only one of its kind. And Flurry of Punches is pretty much the same thing as like Egg Tree Combo or Double Punch. Glue Spray lowers enemy agility. Wait, you can... Yeah, I guess you can do that before the match. I never realized that. And what is it? What was the other one? I think he only unlocked one, actually. Whatever. And, for Phil, Plan, raises your TP, and, Mustard poisons an enemy, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah. Now all we have to do is go to the exit. And then that's the end of the game. Here's the credits. I want to mimic the credits of the actual game because, you know. If you're wondering why this filter is on it, go play something actually good because, you know, it's a joke. But, the filter is on that because I actually just found it in my editor and I thought the name was funny because it was called Vaporwave. And also, the credits music is the only song in the game that goes uncredited. Because I looked everywhere and I could not find the original source of the credits music. Everywhere I looked, it was just like, ooh, Riddle School credits. That was what it was called, and it didn't credit person who made it or anything like that. But yeah, this is Riddle School the RPG. It was my first attempt at making a game. I think it turned out really good for a first attempt. I'm very happy with the reception. The little I've gotten, everyone said it's good or whatever. And I've gotten a lot more eyes on it than I expected. The Game Jolt page has like 80 views right now. I expected it to get like 15 at best. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Even though the whole game's been spoiled for you, like I said, if you want to play it, it's linked in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. And I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading as much. The work on this game is mainly why. And I am planning to make another game very soon, so that may continue. But I'll try to, like, you know, cram some videos in between. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.